Well, um, I'll just say this, that this is not, the Housewives is not the end of my television career. And I got a lot of projects coming up. So I'm excited because, you know, I love working on TV. That's what I do. And so, the cabaret is, I feel like it's just an offshoot from what I do in television, because it's something I really enjoy, apart from, actually being on TV.
Well, speaking of TV shows, I mean, your fellow Roni Dorinda is over in Scotland filming the Traitors. How do you think Dorinda's doing in the Traitors castle?
Well, it's so funny because I went to Scotland for a night and I texted her and say, "Hey, call me." She's like, "I can't talk right now." So I'm sure it's very challenging, but Dorinda's up to the task. She was like working out before she left and, totally taking care of herself. And so I think she went into that show in the best possible way.
Well, listen, I mean, she's come up against, the singer Stinger, and, she's taken on Bethany at times. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
think Roni's probably a good training ground for Dorinda, right?
Hey, yeah. Well, listen, housewives are not new to traders. I mean, look at Phaedra; she killed it, and so I think housewives do really well on that show. Who knows? Maybe I'll be next.
Well, the traitors, they pick three traitors and they have to go around and kill the faithfuls, and the faithfuls have to try to figure out who these. So, I mean, Mary F. Kill, it does kind of tie into you going to the traitor's house, Luann.
Right?
But what about, housewives have done particularly well on traders like Phaedra, but what about we have Tom Sandoval in there now? This is a gentleman who has, talk about like trickery and deceit. He had this affair on his girlfriend Ariana and was sleeping with her good friend, like right under her nose. I mean, should Dorinda be worried about Tom Sandoval in the trader's house? He's kind of a master at this.
Yeah, I think so. I think nobody knows a trader like Tom.
Nobody knows a trader like Tom. There's something about that name, right?
Well, he's definitely not a faithful.
He's definitely not a faithful. Would you want to be a traitor if you went into the house? Like one of the three chosen to go around and kind of eliminate the faithfuls, or would you want to be a faithful?
you know, I'd probably want to be a trader.
It's
Sounds
more
like more
fun.
fun.
It's more fun,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Although I'm the type of girl that's always loyal to the end, which is part of the girl code. But for this type of thing, I think being a trader is more fun.
I think being a traitor would be more fun. Have you spoken to any of your other, Roni colleagues? Like, I mean, the Bravoverse had a major reaction in the past few weeks while you were away. Sonja's townhouse finally went in auction. The townhouse is no longer Sonja's. Like, have you talked to Sonja? How do you feel about this?
No, no, we are on the group, text, and she said, she finally sold the house, etc. I'm happy for her that that's kind of done. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I think Bravo should be following Sonia's townhouse being sold, me taking over London, and Dorinda on Traders. I mean, that's what they should be filming.
This is like there's a little reality show right here, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, a lot of people wanted Bravo to step up and come to the auction and actually buy the townhouse as like a museum and like as like a Roni museum, kind of like, we could have all your Giovanni dresses in there. We could have had everything
Yeah,
else. We could have had like a whatever else should have been in there. They actually wanted Bravo to purchase this.
right. I think it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, right?
Right. I mean, God knows I have a lot of Giovanni dresses to put in there.
You do. Well, listen, you are, like you said, you're an OG. This new tour of yours, Mary F. Kill, was inspired by your, shows. Everyone comes and they always ask you Mary F. Kill. And I'm always shocked that they do such a variety of that game. Speaking of OGs, there's very few OGs that are still on their shows. If we were going to do Mary F. Kill in honor of this tour now of yours, and we were going to take three OGs, we were going to take Teresa Giudice, Kyle Richards, and Giselle Bryant from Potomac. Who would you marry? Who would you F and who would you kill? Out of
What were the choices again?
Teresa Giudice from Jersey, Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills, and Giselle Bryant from Potomac. I'd
Oh
marry
my
a
God.
kill.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth. Listen, I'd probably marry Kyle. Um, let's see. And I would definitely F Giselle. I guess I'm gonna kill. Who am I killing?
Teresa.
Oh, we don't want to kill Teresa. Anyway,
I mean, listen, you got to marry Kyle, right? She's done well for herself. Like, you've got to marry Kyle.
yeah, yeah, we love Kyle, but I love them all. So there you go.
Is there someone, that you would love to do a duet with? You've sung, you have so many great songs, but like if you could do a duet with someone, current, past in music, who would it be?
Probably Miley Cyrus because I think she's such a badass.
Her last
And
album was great.
yeah, and I covered Flowers in my show way before that she won the Grammy. And I just, I know the mom. I've met the mom with Kelly Ben Simone when that moment came along where the hand was coming out and the tongue. Yeah, that moment. And yeah, so I'm a big fan of Miley Cyrus, and yeah, probably Miley Cyrus. Stevie Nicks, um, Cher, so many.
Cher, well, you're following in Cher's footsteps. Last year, she had a Christmas album. So, maybe Cher is the right one.
Exactly.
What do you think, speaking of Kyle and Teresa, what do you think? You've been in this situation before season 13 of RHONY. You guys didn't have a reunion. The whole New Jersey reunion is canceled. Kyle was just speaking out on this. Like, what do you think, like having been through that yourself, like about the New Jersey reunion not happening?
Well, I guess there was some sort of a reason that it didn't happen. Um, and I don't know. I mean, it never happened in the past. So this is all new. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised.
You are.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I haven't been watching Jersey, so I don't know what's going on, but it must be pretty heavy.
It's heavy, and like maybe this is a new trend because there are a lot of seasons of Housewives that are heavy now. Like, do you think maybe this is just a new trend that maybe we just won't have? And we never really had a reunion back in the day, way back first.
Yeah, did we after probably season 2, right? I'm not sure when they started.
Yeah, and there, like you had Before You, Orange County. Like there wasn't always a reunion from day one. Maybe
Right,
this is just a
right.
new trend going back to that.
Maybe it's a new trend. I don't know. I don't know, but it's a chunk of change that they're gonna miss.
That's kind of where my mind went too. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if people know, but you do get a bonus for going to the reunion.
Of course.
So as tough as the reunions are, Luann, you still want one, right?
What? Well, sure. I mean, I think people like to see um a different perspective, which is what the reunion, you get to see what somebody really thinks about what happened, etc. But sometimes it's better not to rehash. Sometimes it's better not to rehash stuff if it's that dark.
Right. You could just move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, while you were away conquering Europe, now, now you're back, you have your new US dates. But when you were in Europe, Andy Cohen had a big thing at the Boom Boom Room, 15 years of Watch What Happens Live. You've been on Watch What Happens Live more times than I can even count.